Feld and MX Sports, the co-promoters of Supercross, Motocross, and the Super Motocross World Championship, released the broadcast schedule for the upcoming 2024 season today, and the biggest takeaway are the time slots, with no more staying up until 1 a.m. on the East Coast, as has been custom throughout most of the history of our sport. Let's take a look at how to watch each race and when they will air as part of this RotoMoto React brought to you by O'Neal. First and foremost, the biggest news, the time slot. Previously, about 14 or 15 rounds of Supercross would take place at night, and all of those would have the first gate drop at 7 p.m. regardless of time zone, making it for a very late night for anyone on the East Coast of the country for about a third of the season. That is no more, with West Coast rounds capped at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, save for the SMX finale at the end of the year, starting at the traditional West Coast time slot of 10 p.m. Eastern. Every other Supercross race will start at 7 p.m. Eastern, save for the two-day races, Round 5 at Detroit, as well as Round 15 in Philadelphia. Both of those are in the Eastern time zone and will instead kick off at 3 p.m., most notably because those are the only two races broadcast on the NBC network, and so we have to work around their schedule if we want our races on the primetime TV network. Speaking of TV broadcasts, just like last year, a Peacock subscription will be imperative if you want to watch all of the racing live. As it stands, there are only 4 Supercross rounds that you can watch live on broadcast television, and surprisingly, it looks like 4 rounds of the outdoors will be live on television as well. However, that is probably only 1 or 2 of the 4 motos on the day, so again, a Peacock subscription will be crucial. If you don't mind having the results spoiled via social media, you can always avoid paying for Peacock by catching the tape delays for Anaheim, San Francisco, Denver, Salt Lake, High Point, Budds Creek, and all 3 SMX rounds when they air the next day on either NBC or the USA Network. Notable here is the slow release of SMX round details. The location for those last 3 rounds are still not officially released, but good authority has it that we will be racing in Charlotte, Atlanta, and Las Vegas come September. The Vegas round is curiously a 10 p.m. Eastern start time, which is strange considering they are not being bound by a network TV schedule. The only thing I can think of is them attempting to dodge college football and not compete head-to-head for viewership, or they are just hoping that the opening ceremonies are going to start in the dark, considering that it is going to be a later sunset in those September months. In case you missed the entire schedule, we are heading to Anaheim at 8 p.m. Eastern, San Francisco, San Diego, and back to Anaheim are all at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Detroit gets a 3 p.m. start time, then back to Glendale again at 8:30, a week off before President's Day, and then Arlington, Daytona, Birmingham, and Indianapolis all with 7 p.m. start times before going all the way west for Seattle and back east in St. Louis at 7. After a week off for Easter, we finish the series in Foxborough, Nashville, and a day race in Philadelphia before going back west for the final rounds, a 7 p.m. start time in Denver and Salt Lake kicking off at 8. Outdoors all start at 1 p.m. local time with the exception of Spring Creek, Fox Raceway, and Hangtown kicking off at 4 p.m. Eastern, Thunder Valley at 3, and then High Point, Southwick, and Redbud at 1 p.m. Spring Creek starts at 1:30 to line up with the TV broadcast requirements, then Washougal at 3 p.m. before finishing the series on East Coast time with 1 p.m. start times. The first 2 SMX rounds happen on the East Coast with 3 p.m. start times, and of course the finale to be in Vegas kicking off at 7 p.m. local time, 10 p.m. Eastern. If you missed the announcement, be sure to check out the new RacerX Video Vault channel that I have been curating. We have 7 full motos up now with another released every single week. This week's release will be the first 2-stroke entry, so be sure to subscribe over there so that you don't miss it. Link will be in the description and the pinned comment below. Thanks as always for watching RotoMoto. My name is Donnie. Keep it pinned to the weekend.